In the world of MMA, where one mistake can be the difference between a win and severe head trauma, we still see plenty of mistakes both in the ring and out. For today, we'll be looking at the absolute dumbest things we've seen in the entire world of mixed martial arts. Before we get to the meat of the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more videos on the coolest sports content. Mike Perry. If you know about combat sports, whether it's boxing, kickboxing, or MMA, you know how important the walkout is. The walkout lets you interact with fans, gets the entire crowd hype, you get to intimidate the opponent, and most importantly, fighters feel dope as hell as they walk out to the ring for a bloodbath. Of course, when walking out with your posse, you also need a walkout song. A fighter's walkout song is important since it sets the tone of hype, menacing, or fun energy the fighter is going for. Some fighters have their own custom tracks made for them, while some rock out to some rap like DMX, but on this walkout, the DJ had the wrong song lined up. Mike Perry was a memorable fighter in the octagon, and on this specific walkout, he had a killer song in mind. Mike Perry wanted to walk out to a specific song from the video game franchise, Halo. He was all set to walk into his fight with teammates, blaring out what we assume was the Halo theme, which just imagining it now, we know that would have been hype. As Mike Perry was about to walk out, we can hear the DJ playing a song, except he may have gotten a bit confused. I don't know if it was the DJ or someone else who messed it up, but instead of hearing the Halo theme, we got a different Halo. Mike Perry is just as confused and then just laughs as the DJ plays Halo by Beyonce.
Coming off a pretty disciplined win, DC, I thought, over Mickey Gall back in June inside this very building.
What the?
I showed that he has a well-rounded skill set. Somebody said that this was interesting music by Mike Perry in my ear, and
Mike Perry takes it in strides and actually finds it hilarious. He even sings along as he preps before his fight. Daniel Cormier, who was commentating on the fight, said it best. They put the wrong song on, but Mike Perry just rolls with the punches. There may have been some hard blows and some great grappling in that fight, but that song mix-up might be the best highlight of the night. Yoshihiro Nakao. Now we've talked about the face-off before. It's a fun way to get people hyped and see opponents try to intimidate each other before a single punch is even thrown. However, some face-offs can lead to some not-so-good results. Take, for example, every single time people end up throwing punches during a face-off. We've also had our fair share of trash talk and spitting, but our pick for the weirdest MMA face-off fail has to be this one. Dynamite 2005 in Japan, and of course this happened on New Year's Eve. Keith Haring and Yoshihiro Nakao were set to battle it out in the ring. As per custom for any MMA fight, the two were in a face-off as the ref explained the rules. During this face-off, Nakao had a fun idea in mind and ended up giving Haring a quick smooch on the lips. Haring didn't like that apparently, so he then proceeded to punch Nakao right in the head for doing that. And just as you thought things couldn't get any worse, Haring ended up punching Nakao so hard that he was knocked out cold.
Yoshihiro Nakao. Enfin, on verra bien ce qui va se passer. Oula! Et Nakao qui... Voilà.
That's right. Before the bell had even rung and the fight had even started, Nakao was down and could not fight. As if the craziness wasn't enough yet, Keith Haring ended up disqualified from throwing the punch, so even though Yoshihiro Nakao was the one who ended up knocked out, he was still technically the winner of that bout. Yoshihiro Nakao has to be a legend for winning an MMA fight without throwing a single punch or doing a single takedown, instead winning a fight with a single kiss. Referee Dan Maragliota. After a hard-fought battle, getting tons of hits in and getting smacked around a bunch yourself, it's all worth it for that win. Nothing beats hearing the atmosphere of the crowd chanting your name as you are crowned the winner of a fight that you dominated. Dan Maragliota somehow messed that up for one fighter though. Back in UFC 85, Paul Taylor went up against Jess Leodin. It was a close bout all around. Although nothing out of the ordinary happened as the fight went all 3 rounds and came to a decision to which Paul Taylor ended up edging out Leodin. Dan Maragliota probably felt the fight was too close and thought Leodin won, except this is just our theory as to why Maragliota was out here raising the hand and pointing to the losing player instead of raising the hand of the winner of the bout, Paul Taylor. Dan Maragliona has made some bad calls and mistakes as a fighting referee before, but that one was thankfully just a funny mistake.
Relentless Paul Taylor!
David Garner. Now it's always fun and appreciated when MMA fans greet their fans in the audience. It's nice for them to show love to the people who paid to watch them fight. However, we should mention there's a time and place to greet your audience, and doing so in the middle of the fight is probably not ideal. American fighter David Garner ended up getting booked to fight Japanese MMA star Shinya Aoki back in 2009. The fight was intense from the beginning, but 5 minutes into the first round, while grappling in the ground, David Garner made a really dumb decision. David Garner decided that in the middle of a grapple, it was the best time to tell the fans watching hello, as he smiled and waved saying "Hello Japan" to the audience. I get it, you're in a foreign country, and you want to show the Japanese fans some love, but going on saying "Hello Japan" while your opponent is literally on you is as dumb of a time as any to try that.
Hello, Japan! Oh!
Hello, Japan. Hello, Japan.
Naturally, Aoki pounces on the opportunity immediately, going for a choke, and of course he gets it in tight, which led to David Garner tapping out. Now it's nice to greet the fans, but again, next time, maybe greet them either before or after the fight, not during it. Maynard versus Emerson. For this last part, we have to talk about a very rare type of MMA fail that's so amazing it's almost impressive. During the Ultimate Fighter 5 finale back in 2007, Great Maynard faced off against Rob Emerson. There was actually a clear winner of the match early, as Great Maynard was absolutely beating up Rob Emerson. During the second round, it was clear to spectators that Great Maynard had the upper hand and was going to win, except Maynard maybe got a little too cocky. Maynard grabs Emerson and body slams him into the floor, except he messes up his body slam, as he also ends up slapping headfirst into the canvas, knocking him out. Emerson, however, was also down from his bruised ribs and immediately tapped out after the takedown, and just like that, the fight was over.
Oh, big uppercut and a left hook by Gray.
You could hear that one in a big slam.
Huge. He's
Right in the body again. Emerson showed great guts just to come out for the beginning of the second round.
Since both fighters were too beaten beyond belief, the fight was called and it was considered a no contest. That's why the #1 rule of MMA is to gloat and boast after you finish the job. And that's all for today's video. What's the funniest MMA fail you've seen? Write your answers down in the comments, and while you're at it, leave a like if you enjoy the video. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell for notifications on the newest videos on the best sports content.